Okay, hello. Today is the 3rd of June, 2023, and we'll talk about two architects. But we'll start actually with a sculptor who also had an interest in architecture, and he also built a little bit. The famous sculptor in the United States, Donald Judd. This was the man. He died. He could have lived longer. I know he doesn't quite look like a sculptor, but more like an engineer, so to speak. But it depends what we understand by an artist. He was actually very, very serious and very much an artist. So let's read a little bit about him. Donald Clarence Judd, as you see, born on June 3rd, 1928, and died on February 12th, 1994, was an American artist associated with minimalism, a term he nonetheless stridently disavowed. In his work, Judd sought autonomy and clarity for the constructed object and the space created by it, ultimately achieving a rigorously democratic presentation without compositional hierarchy. Now, in his later years, he began to look like a romantic artist, and I think he had a romantic soul. He was also a good theoretician. He published, he wrote critical texts, so he had an astute mind. Again, he could have lived longer. Donald Judd. Now you see him here in his studio. He was very successful with an old-fashioned, telephone on the desk. I guess he liked the past, although, and you see on the right corner an antique typewriter. So I guess he was also nostalgic, but his work is not nostalgic at all, and it's highly modern, so to speak. Here, we see all kinds of tools on his drafting board. An interesting man. And this is his work. I mean, a fragment of his work. Very rigorous, very simple, indeed, minimalist. Are these chairs? Well, they are, but more chairs for thought and for the eye than chairs for sitting on them, although it was probably possible to sit on them, but I don't think that was his purpose. Donald Judd. Well, someone, more orthodox in his or her assessments would say this is not art, because it's an abstraction from that source of inspiration for art that nature was. But what about Piet Mondrian? Someone might say this is not sculpture; it's maybe some kind of I don't know, objective art, interior. I mean. Industrial design. No, it is sculpture. It is sculpture. And I think its artistic, its aesthetical virtues are present and should be acknowledged as such. As you see, these boxes are executed meticulously. You'll say it's very easy to do something like this. Well, try to do one just like this, and you'll see it's not so easy. And it's not just about craftsmanship. They are very refined. They are boxes for the spirit. And you see the architectonic structures that he built are in accordance with the spirit of his sculptures. And if you are interested in his work, you can also read on the web, theoretical writings by him, because he had a good mind and wrote significant, important pieces of aesthetical, writings concerned with aesthetics. Donald Judd. The truth is, this kind of simplicity could move one, could provoke emotional reactions. I don't know anything about, selling and buying art, but I imagine these boxes, if we are to call them so, by Donald Judd, sold for quite an impressive amount of money, because, he actually was doing very well. You'll see what he built for himself. Very impressive structures on a very large plot of land. So again, he was a very accomplished artist in the United States. Now we see a table, two chairs. It does look like a table. It does look like a chair. Another chair. Well, minimalism in a certain way could be seen the other way around. It could be seen like some form of maximalism, because, a maximalism of reduction, if I am to, express myself maybe paradoxically. And now we are moving on land. These are still artworks, if we are to call them so. It's very possible that what John Ruskin said is true, that the most beautiful things in nature and in life maybe are the most useless. And he gave us an example, as two examples, the peacock's tail and the lily, the flower. So these things, which are, from an objective or objectivist point of view, are totally useless. But what is useless for the calculating mind might not be useless for the eye, for the spirit, for emotions, for imagination, for vision. As you can see, someone is staring very seriously at this work. And you see, when you see them together on this large plot of land, it's impossible not to entertain some thoughts and some feelings, especially when you contemplate the shadows which are part of the artwork, continuously moving, of course. I like this picture very much. And now you'll see something that has to do with architecture. He actually built these things. Now I don't know if they existed already, and he just found a home, made a home inside this large structure. But look at the opening, which is halfway between window and door, large as it is. The interior design also shows sophistication and simplicity. But he was doing well, much better than Vincent van Gogh, that's for sure. Okay, so let's wish him happy birthday. And now, just a second.